Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy WattsTV, man, and today we have yet another reaction video. Today we are reacting to a TikTok video that was actually sent to me by the homie Terrence in the Discord. Guys, if you guys have not joined the Discord yet, I will leave a link to that in the description down below. This is a great way that you guys can stay in close contact with me, and while I'm not posting as much because of my move, that is a great way to stay in contact with me and to stay connected. So in today's video, this woman basically shares a story, and she thinks that she's right, but she also stated that when she tells this story that the general consensus is that she's wrong. So we are obviously going to watch this video and we are going to discuss. But before we get into it, please do me a favor. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel, and it lets me know that you are rocking with the content. And while you're at it, please do me a favor and follow me on all of my social media platforms at WattsTV94. That is at WattsTV94. Like I already said before, join the Discord. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. And also follow me on Twitch. I will be streaming as soon as I get into the new spot. As soon as I get to the new spot, guys, I will be streaming, so please follow me on Twitch. And by the way, I already explained to a lot of you guys that I'm moving, so I just want to put this as like a quick disclaimer before you guys notice a lot of stuff like changing around me. I am going to be taking a lot of this down throughout this week, so when you watch my videos this week, most of this stuff is going to be gone. I just want to give you a heads up. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Anytime I tell this story, no one ever agrees with me, but I swear when I think about it, I'm right. So when I first moved to Atlanta, I didn't know anybody, and I joined Bumble and matched with this guy, right?
Hold on, real quick.
Am I
real quick?
wrong for this? Anytime I tell this story, no one ever agrees with me, but I swear when I think about it, I'm right.
When I tell this story, literally no one agrees with me, but the more that I tell it, the more that I think that I'm right. How? If you are telling this story to multiple people and the general consensus is that, yo, you're wrong on this one, but you continue to think that you're right, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, you're not learning as you experience life? Like, you aren't learning when people give you feedback and the feedback is pretty consistent, you should probably take that feedback and apply it to your life and probably reflect. But she's like, nah, the more that I think about it, I know I'm right. Jesus Christ.
So when I first moved to Atlanta, I didn't know anybody, and I joined Bumble and matched with this guy, right? We had been talking, I think, for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I got a good vibe. So anyway, I had asked him if he knew any handy people, because I had a lot of like furniture coming into my apartment, and I needed help putting it together. Although I did not know him well enough, I trusted him enough to come to my apartment. Now, in hindsight, that was probably a bad idea, but it is what I did.
I mean, was it a great idea? No. So this goes for everybody, men, women, or whatever you identify as. Be careful who you let into your life and who you let into your personal space, because I mean, this goes without saying, but they could obviously be like a fucking axe murderer. You could have the next Jack the Ripper. As you watching this video right now, you could have the next Jack the Ripper in your apartment right now, and you don't even know it. And the only reason why he's in your apartment is because you only talked to him for 2 weeks and you just thought that he was a nice guy. Please be careful who you let into your space, into your living quarters or whatever. Please be very careful. Make sure that you properly vet these people. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying never let anyone in your apartment or in your house in general, but again, you want to properly vet them before you bring them into like your personal space like that, because there are a lot of crazies out here. I have so many Tinder stories from just my experiences alone, and I hear other people's stories. Seriously, you could meet some of the weirdest people on these apps. Yo, for example, right, I have a homegirl. She told me that she just met this guy. Like, it was probably like going on like 4 weeks or so. She felt like it was okay for him to come into her house, and to make a long story short, they had intercourse. But after they had intercourse, she caught this man taking pictures of her feet, and the only reason why she caught him was because the flash was still on. So it was pitch black, but he lifted up the sheets and was taking pictures of her feet, which is just, bro, that's weird. This nigga's, he obviously slaughtered 20 people before he got with you. because that's just crazy behavior. Not saying that you having a foot fetish is weird, but bro, you couldn't just ask. I mean, I'm sure she would have been like, it's a little weird, but sure, here are my feet. You are discreetly taking feet pics after you have intercourse. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going on a rant. Sorry.
So before he came to my apartment, I had a conversation with him about payment because I didn't want for him to come and I didn't like him and then he felt like he got. So we talked about payment and I told him I'd give him a certain amount for him putting together like 2 pieces.
Okay. He insisted multiple times that I didn't have to pay him. Okay.
Of furniture. Well, he put together a bed and a desk. So I don't remember exactly how much we agreed on, but I did say I was going to Zelle him the money. So when he came over like early this Saturday morning and he ended up like starting right away. He was definitely somebody that I could see myself talking to on the long haul. So it was cool. Like he was we were getting to know each other. We were talking about family. We were talking about life, all this kind of stuff. So around lunchtime, I ordered us something to eat. And as we were eating, we were like really talking, right? It was good. So when he was done, he kind of like chilled for like another couple of hours just to like rest. And we were really vibing. And he was like, I would really like to see you again. And I was like, cool.
Great.
So when he's ready to go, we go outside and he gives me a hug. And then he was like, okay, so I'm going to text you my Zelle information so you can send the payment. And I'm like, okay. In the moment, I was just a little shocked, but I didn't like let it on. I was just like, okay, just text it to me. So the next day I sent the Zelle payment and I was just like, oh, thank you for coming over. I really appreciate it. And then I didn't say anything else. And he was texting me and I did not respond. And he wasn't used to that because obviously we have been like texting all day long, you know, talking throughout the day. It was good at that time. But then I just decided that the fact of him asking me for money after like we had a good day, and I do understand that we agreed upon it, but I just thought it would be different since we were going to start dating. So
Okay, wait. Hold on. Time out. So whether or not this guy was going to receive payment was basically contingent upon if you liked him or not. So you're telling me if you didn't like him, you would just pay him because you felt like you didn't want him to feel like you were wasting his time? There's something about that that's just like ass backwards. Like I can't properly conceptualize my thoughts right now because it's 1 a.m. and I'm exhausted. But ma'am, what if you agreed to pay this man for his time? Why are you shocked that he's like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm gonna send you my Zelle? Just because you guys hit it off, this was a prior agreement. The fact that you are surprised is what's really surprising me. You guys agreed upon this. There are so many things that I could say here. First of all, ladies, let me tell you something. When it comes to men, we are some of the most simple creatures on earth. Very simple. If you tell us that you are going to pay us and we agreed upon it, yeah, most if not all of us are probably still going to expect some form of payment because we talked about it. And keep in mind, you agreed upon it after he said multiple times that you didn't have to. But after you probably twisted his arm, he was like, okay. So once you agreed upon that, he had it in his mind that he was going to get paid. Whether you guys hit it off or not, he was expecting payment. I think any sane individual, any normal person would probably still be expecting some form of payment since you agreed upon it prior to you guys hitting it off or whatever. And also, there's something that I want you to realize. I know he said you didn't have to pay him at first, but times are hard out here, man. Times are rough. Living is hard. I've already had this conversation on my channel so many times, but it is rough. My nigga, interest rates for housing is like at 8%. 8%. Do you really? Guys, if I were to get a house right now, my mortgage would be $3,000. It is rough out here. Groceries is ridiculous. Everything is going up. Every time I go grocery shopping, everything has gone up exponentially. $2 here, $3 more there. It is expensive. So people are going to want money where they can get it. If you offered me money after I denied you so many times saying that you don't have to pay me, if you then in turn say, no, I'm going to pay you anyway, I'm just going to say, okay, and I'm going to take the money, okay? Because I'm sure I could put that towards bills or whatever, or hell, even food, something. Again, I am very surprised that you are surprised. And I can see why everyone that you tell this story to disagrees with you. Because you agreed upon this amount. Also, for you to just ghost him like that is wild. Not even immediately have some sort of explanation for him. And honestly, you say you hit it off. You probably missed out on a great guy. But I guess you would just never know because he expected payment that you guys agreed upon. Bruh. Oh boy. Let's continue.
So finally, he asked me, like, what's up? And I was just like, honestly, I know we decided that I would pay you for that, but I really thought it was tacky that you actually asked me for the money afterwards. And
it was tacky. But it wasn't tacky when you said that you were going to compensate him for his time. That wasn't tacky. So why is him actually expecting payment tacky? Tacky? Wow. And I mean, did he sign some sort of form? Did he sign any sort of papers that said payment was going to be contingent upon whether you two hit it off or not? Is there, or was this just a verbal agreement? Because I don't understand. You're talking as if like he knew this. He knew that if you two hit it off, that there would be no payment.
he took it. So I did end up cutting it off and we didn't talk again. But when I told my cousin about it, she was like, you guys agreed on it. Like, I don't understand what the problem was. And honestly, like, if I'm going to date you and, you know, you put together some furniture for me, you're going to charge me? I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
But you aren't dating yet. This is you vetting him. You specifically said that you were going to compensate. I'm repeating myself. I know. You specifically said that you were going to compensate him because you didn't want to feel like that you were wasting his time because you didn't know if you were going to like him or not. He didn't charge you to put up the furniture. He didn't charge you. He was just expecting the amount that you two agreed upon. I'm sure if you two were actually dating, if you were in an actual situationship, relationship, whatever, I'm pretty positive he wouldn't have, quote, charged you. Matter of fact, if you guys were dating or in a situationship, relationship, whatever, you probably wouldn't have even offered any type of compensation. That's what the money was for, because if you didn't like him, so that you wouldn't waste his time. And don't get me wrong, I think that is a very nice gesture, because a lot of women out here would probably just use these men for manual labor and then just ghost them. But you at least offered to pay. But since you offered to pay the goddamn man. What is wrong with you? Come on, sis. Jesus Christ. Guys, this, oh man. I don't, 2 + 2 = 4, not fish. Come on, man. Like, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you agree with anything that I said? Do you agree with anything that she said? Please do me a favor, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said before, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. Really helps out with the channel. Follow me on all of my social media platforms. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch as well. Join the Discord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.